What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking out a title called Wanderburg. Wanderburg, I'm going to be totally fair and honest with you right now, straight off the jump. I am really tired of the Vampire Survivor genre. I tend to avoid it nowadays, but there is something likable about Wanderburg. First and foremost, the game has a great premise. In this title, all castles are built on top of tank treads, and the goal of every castle is to defeat all the other castles inside the kingdom, cannibalize their parts, and become larger like some castle battling, like castle tank battling version of Highlander. And then second, I think that aspect of the game actually infuses this one with a little bit of a Slither.io feeling, and since I firmly believe that Slither.io is possibly one of the most entertaining games ever made that doesn't cost you anything, I figured we'd do a video here today, and I'll play for about 30 minutes. This is the first playtest that they've ever done of this game, or I guess the first demo. I had it wishlisted a long time ago. Imagine my surprise this morning when a key popped up from the developers. And so, if you wanted to check out Wanderburg, I got a link for you down below in the description where you can get your own oversized battle tank. And then on top of that, you can find a bunch of other Nerd Castle links down there just in case you wanted to give them the old spicy click. But let's go ahead and start a run. When you start a run, it's going to take you to a giant overworld where you're going to pick where you want to go through and fight with all these other castles that are challenging your supremacy. In the case of this demo, we've actually only got this first little hex right here, but later on it looks like there's going to be different biomes. It looks like there's going to be things that chase you around and try to murder you on the map. Interesting stuff, and one of the things that's going to pop out very quickly with this title is even when you're navigating, on the map screen right there, the game uses tank controls. So the W key is always going to make you go forward with respect to the front of your tank, and then from there you're just going to be doing some mild turning. Now before we go into the battlefield, we've got to decide on our loadout, what it is that we want our tank to specialize in. You can have different treads, different bodies, stuff like that. Most of it's not inside of this demo. However, you do get crew. So for example, I've unlocked Patchy the Pirate. The original guy that you had is Norbert the Normal, and he gives you no bonuses, and apparently he's the most boring person you've ever met. I think we all have that guy at work. For me, I work for myself. I only have one employee. I also know that guy, so nobody escapes, I guess, from that trope. But I'm going to go with Patchy the Pirate because he gives our cannonballs extra damage. Unfortunately, everybody else's cannonballs are going to hurt like hell too because of it. Down here, you can decide what your crew are going to do. So you can actually get carpenters. They'll regenerate your HP as you cruise around. You can get merchants. They'll give you free gold, which in this game is XP that makes you level up. But for the moment, I'll probably just take a pack of archers that go up on the top of our castle. Because we've got a bonus in cannons, I'm going to go ahead and start out with cannons on the side of my castle. And then at the bottom, you get to pick an artifact, which is going to dictate how you play the game going forward. My crews will work 10% faster. We're not really getting a massive amount of bonus out of that. I think it makes my archers shoot 10% faster, but in the case of the repair guys, and also in the case of the guys that generate gold and they manage your economy, it would make us get resources a lot faster. With that all set up, I don't think we have much else to do except for start our engines and start our run. So one cool thing about this game is literally everything in this title gives you gold. Not only is this a survivor-like game where you're trying to kill off hordes of enemies, but it's also a game where you are just utterly devastating to the ecosystem. That guy's house right there, it's running for its life because he slapped a Hemi on it and he knows that I'm coming. Let's see if we can catch up to him real fast. We're gonna hit the nitrous. Our castle does come with nitrous, by the way, in case you were concerned about that, and then we'll fire a broadside over there. Now, one thing I do like about this game is that every single weapon that you slap onto your castle tank, it actually has an active ability, meaning that this is not a game where you just kind of cruise around and your weapons do their job. They do that, but all of your weapons have two separate modes. They have the automatic mode, which is where they just fire periodically at enemies, and that would be the Vampire Survivor's influence. But then from there, every single weapon in this game also has an active ability that you personally trigger that has different arcs. It has different firing lanes and things of that nature, adding a level of strategy that to me is akin to something like Slither.io, because you're going to be using your nitrous to pull up into range, whip around them, and blast them. For right now, let's go ahead and get our cannon ability 1 upgraded, and I want to chase down this mill over here if I can. If we can kill that little house right there too, that'd be a decent pack of gold. Now, as time goes along, they are going to send the military after us. That's just the downside to building yourself a highly militarized killdozer, is that eventually someone is going to take notice of that, and eventually somebody's going to come after you. From here, I will probably upgrade my cannons again, just real rapidly. Oh, these guys are pinned over in the corner. We got to go get them. We got to go get them. Let's do, oh, they led me, dude. They led me. Did I get that one with the cannon at all? Oh, I tried, but I didn't get him. All right, shoot that little house right there, and as you murder the house, the cannons will get him. What is that right there? Is that like a treasury cart? I'm gonna try to get alongside it. Yeah, there we go. That's some serious stand and deliver action. And every time we get a requisite amount of gold, we're gonna level up just like in every other game in this genre that you've seen so far. However, the gold that you're picking up, it's also the metagame currency, and so it's not entirely lost when you lose the game. We can get a ram, we can get a mine layer, or we can get a mortar. I'm gonna go with the mortar, and let's get that chest right there. I think I'm gonna upgrade the automatic mortar fire. Actually, I should probably stick with cannons. Yeah, turn my cannons gold. They start out made out of wood. Every time you upgrade something in this game, it actually has a visual change, which I am a big fan of. I will also get 10% more cannon damage because we've got an entire... Oh, never mind. They got wiped out by a mortar. That's what happens when you try to rock out with a bunch of bows against guys that have, like, industrial era equipment. Let's give them a little drive-by right there. Very nice. Okay, so we gotta find some bigger targets to kill because at certain points, bosses are gonna spawn on in, and the bosses are actually kind of a threat in this game. You can see our health up at the top of the screen. We do have a new ability, courtesy of our mortar. What that's gonna do is it's gonna stamp out a spot, a radius underneath where we are right now, and then it's just gonna bombard that area. And everything that it hits, it hits. Go ahead and cannon all them down real fast, and then I'm gonna swing it around real fast along, I don't know, dude, along the port side. Oh, we got so many arrows flying around, dude. I might have to actually, like, fishtail this thing out for a second. I want my gold, though. I want my gold real bad, and I kind of want to knock over this treasury container over here, too. Let's give him a little bit of the business. There it is. Avast, ye lubbers. Every now and again, you just gotta slip into pirate mode and just, yar, I be coming for ye. I mean, we do have Patchy the Pirate up here. He's driving right now. Oh, my God. They've brought out the weaponized bicycles. That's how you know it's getting real. I'll probably just keep working on my cannon fire since that's what all my bonuses are going to right now. The castle has been dropped, and there's a giant comically oversized treasure chest laying over here now. That's gonna give us an artifact, but there's a lot of arrows flying around at the moment. It makes me feel nervous for my safety. Just go ahead and mortar all these idiots out just to clear them for a second. There we go. That'll work. Unfortunately, I don't think it killed off any of the archers, and we're losing a lot of HP right now. So we are going to have to track down some repair crates. Every now and again, you're going to find a bunch of crates. They will allow you to heal your tank. I don't know if I want to... Let's upgrade the archery crews to just fire a little bit faster and have a little bit more going on. I'm going to come by... Oh, my God, dude. Every time I try to line up a broadside, there's a million archers in the way. Okay, we need to go track down some health. Let me get clear of all these dudes. Oh, dude, they got a super tank down here. Look at the size of that guy. Man, some serious investment right there. I'm out of nitrous for the moment, so we are just going to have to make this work with whatever happens next. I don't see a lot of positive outcomes here, though, if we don't start finding repair crates. So there's a repair crate, and on the plus side, I get to eat this guy's entire farm in order to level up my tank. So that'll be good. Oh, there's a boss after me. How nice of him. Okay, we'll see if you can mortar him out real fast. Any damage you can do to this dude is going to be advantageous in my opinion, but he does have those giant grinders on the front of him, and those massive grinders are a really, really big problem. Let me get some heals over here. We'll grab a little bit more cash. I like his little icon right there. He just looks like a pissed off castle, but the actual portcullis itself is his mouth. All right, let's get back over here, and we'll give him a little bit of that just to get him up off of our tail. We'll kind of skid up and out of the way, and we've almost got this guy, dude. If I can get him off the field of combat, that would be just beautiful. Unfortunately, he's getting bulldozed right now by a much larger tank. I will upgrade my cannon ability so that it fires 6 times instead of 4. My cannons are getting awfully long right now. That's exactly where you want to be, though. Like, you want to have them cannons that are real long. And now, after we kill a boss, we get to level up our tank, which is actually going to make us bigger. We can go for speed, or we can go for health and a little bit of max speed. I'm going to go for health and a little bit of max speed, and there we go. Our tank has now grown a little tiny bit bigger. I don't know how we get rid of that killdozer right there, but I can tell that he's going to become a liability as time goes along, and so I think we're going to have to deal with him. We'll upgrade archers real fast. Fire cannons at all of them, hopefully. Maybe even. How much HP does this thing have? A lot. I'm going to drop a mortar right there just to clear out some baddies, and then we'll get a little bit more arrow damage, because I don't think we have any of the other types of damage. We're going to skid up next to this dude and give him a full broadside. There it is. He caught that entire broadside straight to the dome piece. Unfortunately, I couldn't get rid of that windmill right there. He's just grinding. Do you think he's in operation right now while he's running for his life? Is management going to be that strict about the grain quota? I don't know what the system of governance looks like here. Like, are we in totalitarianism? I mean, on a certain level, this may just be hyper-mechanized castle feudalism, but frankly, it's very difficult to tell. I think I just need to outrun these dudes. God, we have so much HP now. That's beautiful. Let's drop a mortar right there. Oh, he's got a ram. Oh, dude, he rammed the hell out of me. There we go. All you guys go to sleep. No one can deal with my broadsides. And then I'm going to grab all this cash real fast because we need it. I can get a cooldown reduction on my cannon ability, or I can take it up to level 5. It's just going to increase the damage. But let's get that one out of the draw for right now. That way, other things will then come up that I can upgrade. Yeah, you don't want to do that, brother. You don't want to do that. I got you covered already. All right, let's swing around this way. This might be an awful idea, but it looks like my evasive maneuvers did work. The top-heavy nature of my castle, I don't think it can tip over, but dude, it's doing like a Leaning Tower of Pisa thing right now that I find to be a little nerve-wracking. I don't know if you've ever been up to the top of like an 80-story building on like a windy day, but I swear to God. So one time I was staying in a hotel, and I was on like the 60th floor, right? And staying in this hotel, it was a very windy day at the place that I was staying in. I swear to God, I could feel, I don't know if this was just my perception, but I swear to God, I could feel the ground moving underneath my feet as the building swayed. I don't know, but it was a very unnerving feeling. I do not recommend it, and having to live in a state of perpetual war while also feeling that feeling, I find to be horrifying. Let's move down to here. I'm gonna see if I can catch this guy right here. He's carrying the payroll, man, and that pay needs to roll itself up into my money clip as soon as I get some more nitrous. He's a little bit faster than I am. I do not want to soak that ram at all. I'm gonna drop a mortar right there, and we'll just maintain like a frontward heading and just hopefully bomb it out a little bit. Dude, this guy's over here running over people's sheep. Better not let PETA find out, man. They're never gonna let that go. Let me get a cooldown on, let me get damage on my mortar real fast on the automatic fire of my mortar. We will take more cannonball damage because we don't have anything but cannons right now. Unfortunately, I'm firing over the top of a lot of those little guys, so that cannon blast, was that a missile? So did the top parapet of that castle just become a nuclear bomb that left like a ridiculous Terminator crater in the ground? I like the way that the game actually deforms terrain as you're playing through. This is a very jovial game, in all honesty. Like, this is a game that 100% does not take itself seriously. Ow, dude. Those Ramcraft, I really got to be careful about them. Let me see what I can give this guy real quick. And then I need to accelerate away. I don't want to get caught in that grinder right there, though. That would be non-advantageous. I can ram people now. That'll let me zoom forward for a second. I need to go find some healing. Otherwise, I do not think that this great campaign is going to work out for me. There's health right there. That's exactly what I was looking for. Unfortunately, enemies are now pooling all over the place that are going to have to be dealt with. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's never do that. Oh, there's another missile being fired! Nuclear launch detected! I do like that there's friendly fire on the nuke, though. I find that really entertaining. That not only can your attacks wipe out the entire map, but the enemy's attacks can wipe out the entire map, too. Let's get a cooldown reduction on our... Well, let's upgrade. Our automatic cannon fire has not really gotten that many awesome things to help it out with. I'm burning through a lot of nitrous, though, just trying to stay away from the ridiculous quantity of nukes that are being fired at me. There we go. Drop him. Oh, my God. He's still got the missile off, dude. He's still got the missile off. He had a dead man switch on his nuclear silo cast. Can I get a nuclear silo castle? If the AI can have a nuclear silo castle, there's a Command & Conquer player deep down inside of me that definitely wants access to the nuclear launch detected. It's just the way that I feel. I don't know. Does ramming hurt that guy very much? It doesn't look like ramming did entirely altogether that much. Let's lower the cooldown on our cannons real fast. I'm just going to drop a mortar right there because we have another boss on the field. We also have another one of these stupid little ram ships coming through. What does he do? Does he have a mouth? Oh my God, he's got like a giant chompy mouth on the front of his craft. I'm gonna guess that that's probably like an instant one-shot death if we happen to meander on into it, but I couldn't say that with any finality. Yeah, I'll just pepper you up a little bit. Yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near that massive gob right there. He has a, oh, it's opened up. He's sucking me in, dude. Okay, so he got like the Kirby craft over here. Kirby craft, it sounds like a boat manufacturer from like the 1950s. Like, how you doing, Dave? Doing pretty well, Stan. Just washing the old Kirby craft. All right, let's get over to here. And once I get up for a broadside, we're gonna have to like bleed a little for our swag on this front. Yeah, we're gonna have to drop a mortar just to clear out that crowd. The good news is we're gonna catch him with a couple shots either way. Is there another pirate on the ground right there? Does that level up my captain if I loot the pirate? There we go. How much HP does he have left? Don't want to get hit by that. Is there healing around here? Yeah, dude, giant healing pile. Let's go. Okay, so giant healing pile is going to be very, very helpful right about now. I don't have that much nitrous left, and I know, oh my God. All right, the field's getting a little bit crowded at the moment. Let's go with, so the automatic flat damage. It doesn't do any damage right now, but if we upgrade that, it'll deal damage to stuff we just run into in front of us. Might be a decent play. Oh, there's another one. Okay, those are by far the most dangerous because when they hit you, they have physics and they actually like push you around into places you may not actually want to go. If I ram through them, does it just kill them all? Yeah, that's what I was hoping would happen. That's beautiful. Few more. Are you guys down? This is kind of like battle bots if you think I'm gonna use my, oh no 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 no. Okay, I was trying, oh, my ram supersedes his ram. Ha, my ram is stronger than your ram. I look down upon your unram-like masculinity. All right, let me go grab some, oh, they're streaming in from everywhere, dude. They're all over the place. I am constantly modifying my path right now, and I do not like it. Luckily, they seem to be tripping over each other a lot. Yeah, just drop a mortar right there. Anything that you can kill with that mortar is going to take at least a little bit of misery off my mind. We killed another one over there, but I'm being sucked in by the boss again. I'm trying to nitrous my way out. We managed to kill him before he killed us. I would like to have more armor. Does it retrofit? It does. We get like a full heal when that goes through, and oh my God, my castle is so much better than everybody else's castle. Everybody else has like the Motel 6 of castles, dude. I'm out here with like the Carlton of castles. I get 25 damage on the upgrade for my mortar, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's continue bombing him out in any way we can because I know he's got to drop something good. Like, there's no world in which this guy doesn't drop something awesome. I'm gonna ram him real quick. There we go. Give him the ram jets, and then I will cool down my mortar so that it fires a little bit faster. I have noticed that my mortar does not shoot quite as much as I would like it to shoot. Oh, all the gold. Let me get it. Give me a cooldown on my cannons. That sounds nice. And then projectiles set targets on fire or they slow down enemies. I'm gonna go with the ice projectiles because I don't think that we're built for speed and agility right now. And any way that I can slow the enemy down to my speed is gonna be I think, a good play tactically. I think that the tank controls actually add a lot to this game when it comes to the control method and just making it feel different from the absolute swarms of competition this game has. We can get a bigger archer crew. Might as well do that. I haven't upgraded them in a while. These guys are using like a steam wheel over here, like a riverboat would. I like the creativity of all the little mobs and things that you're going up against. You can tell that like the developer went through and looked at different methods of forbearance and was just like, all right, so what are the most ridiculous ways that human beings have propelled themselves around throughout human history, and how do I put all of those things into my game in the most humorous way possible? Broadsides! Hell yeah. These castles ain't got nothing to show me. Give me your gold. Alright, so I don't know. It looks like I can upgrade my cannons to do more damage per bullet, or I can get cooldown on my automatic fire, which I think is a good idea. The mortar does not seem to bust altogether that often. I'd like it to shoot a little bit faster. I kind of feel like I'm at the point right now in my tank-like journey where I should not be taking damage from arrows anymore. We're pretty clacked out, man. Like, we're looking pretty rad at the moment. It looks like we're gonna have a decent amount of gold once we get out of here in order to actually upgrade our medic. Oh, I tried, dude. I saw it at the last second. I tried to ram him back, but it didn't go the way that I wanted it to. I don't even know if cannons affect the little guys riding bikes. Like, our cannonballs looked like they were hitting them, but they weren't scoring any kills. I'll tell you that. They were, like, bouncing off everybody's forehead. I need repair crates, but it looks like we do have, like, a damage bonus down here we could potentially get our hands on. Okay. I gotta go tight right here so that I get that all inside the radius, and then I need to kite all these guys back inside the bombardment zone. We're going like full World War I right now, where all we're doing is launching artillery shells nonstop. We don't have any gas though, man. We could definitely use some gas. The only thing I have here is arrow damage. I haven't unlocked the wizards and stuff yet, so there are like wizard towers and things that you can get on your actual castle, but I haven't unlocked them. Let's go with... Give me a cooldown reduction on my mortar. I want that thing to be firing like around the clock. That sounds good to me. We did get 15% more damage though when we got that arrow upgrade, which is nice. Hopefully that actually amounts to something useful. A little further on down the road, we're kind of running out of combatants that we've got to deal with here. Do some donuts. Yeah, skeek skirt, ghost ride the ship. All right, so we'll get these guys over here. Now scray. Put your stunner shades on, chat. Put your stunner shades on. We're from the Bay Area out here. Tell Me When to Go is basically the religious anthem of the area that I live in. Let's see. It's got to be that or the Thizzle Dance. It's got to be one of those two as like the unofficial anthem of the Bay Area. I will probably... They fire 14 arrows if I upgrade that. That sounds pretty good. And they do seem to be the ones most consistently busting at the enemy. So, like, just let them do their thing. I'm not really getting much gold for... Oh, my God, that guy's coming. Oh, we've got more nuclear launches detected. Okay. Not anymore. That nuclear launch was stifled. Repair crates? I don't know if repair crates spawned it. Oh, my God, that ram hurt so much. Let's get away from him real fast. Can't go outside the playable air... Oh, what do those do? Oh, they are also cannonades. All right, yep, I wasn't hurt, but now I'm hurt. I went over to investigate what the thing does, and unfortunately, I was riddled with massive holes. We can't afford to take too much more damage, so I need to find some repair crates yesterday. I also need to stay away from all the arrows and stuff that are flying around. There's repair crates. Are those a percentage of my HP? It looks like they are. All right, I didn't know if they were gonna scale with the overall amount of hull that I have left on my crap. What the hell is that thing? I don't know what it is, but it's shooting everywhere. Like, he's definitely got like a spray and pray tactic going on. Okay, if I can get him into a good alignment, I would like to do that, but... Hopefully he gets hit by some mortars over there. Oh, I think we might not be long for this world, man. We might might be coming up on the end times. I'm out of nitrous. I got boost out of the way using my attack. That's honestly one reason why I like the ram, is that the ram, it gives you free boost for a while until you like hit something, allows you to stay away from enemies very, very efficiently. So not only is it an attack, it's also like a method by which you can escape. It's an evasion. Let's get a little bit more speed, I guess. Let's tack out our treads, because I have been feeling pretty slow during this last engagement. Like, I feel like I can't quite get around. I do like that they reset your HP in between every boss wave, too. That's very, very generous. The only thing we can get right now is the mine layer, and so hopefully the mine layer is good. We're gonna give the old hoisting on petards. We're gonna bring back the ancient Renaissance art of petard hoisting, hopefully. And so that'll fill up the battlefield. We're taking down archers pretty quickly. And one thing I like about the archer tower on the back of my castle is that it doesn't fire all of its arrows at the first guy that comes into range. It like looks around and it fires individual arrows at individual guys. Just magnificent programming. You wouldn't believe how frequently, covering 20 games a week, that I see games where every single arrow fires at like first guy to get into range and you just waste all that DPS. I can't stand it. So that thing's conjuring all kinds of nastiness. What does that do? It just fires out a bunch of mines? Okay, all right, I can live with that. Get him out of my face real quick. Oh, he's sturdy. Okay, he's better at taking damage than I thought he'd be. Let's drop a mortar right there, and then I'm gonna come about to try to drag them across the blast zone. Then we're gonna initiate the ram to just get a little bit of spacing. And I think with my cannons, we don't really get anything for that upgrade aside from damage, whereas this one right here, we're getting more charges. We can also get the ram, I suppose. Let's just get archer charges. It looks like my archers are bringing down quite a few enemies here. Hey, we got a treasure chest over here that I didn't claim either. Should probably go do that. Give me 10% more arrow damage. That's the thing that spits hot flame, isn't it? Okay, I think I'm gonna have to flip to the left over here and draw them all into a mortar zone, but it's hard to say. Give me the automatic mortar damage. There goes another enemy down right there. I do not want to be inside of that flame. There are a great many things that I can dictate about general rules of life, but not being on fire, I think, is a really, really good one to obey at all times. I would prefer not to be on fire. Sheepies, I got real bad news for you. You're about to have a terrible day in the world of sheep. Broadsides! We will meet them at the turn. To the starboard, to the port, we shall not feel fear. For our tank is mighty and sturdy and strong. Ooh, we got lots of finance carts over here. Okay, yeah, kill those off. What else you got inside of here? I will take a cooldown from my ram would be nice. More damage from my mine layer would be good, though. I can live with that. And then I don't have any of these, and we don't have access to any kind of reroll right now. So I guess I'll go melee damage because I'm presuming that the ram will count as melee damage. Heal 1 health every 10 units you consume. Oh, yeah, dude. Did we just make a cannibal craft? Because if we just made... Is the game still playing in the background? What just happened? Did I die? The game was still playing in the background. I think that might have been a bug. But either way, we did a pretty good job, man. We mashed that thing on out. We'll go back to the overworld real quick because I wanted to go through the metagame stuff and see what I can buy. But this right here is Wanderburg. I think it's a solid opening demo. Like, the tank controls, I think, add quite a bit to the game. There's a positional element to it where it matters where you're at because every weapon has like a different arc and a different range on it, which then blends into the tank controls. And then there's just sort of like the humorous angle of the game too, where it's not taking itself seriously. Like, you're building a castle on tank treads whose job is to terrorize the countryside until you are the most powerful castle by consuming the parts of other castles. I think it's a really, really good idea. I think it's appealing. I think it's entertaining, even though I'm super burned out on the genre. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were taking a look at a unique little game called Wanderburg. Tomorrow, we will be playing something else. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I think that's about all I've got for you, folks. Goodbye.